The season 2 finale of Daredevil Born Again has laid the groundwork for a ton of new stories to be told. So come talk nerdy with me and let's break down these 6 different paths that Daredevil Born Again has put in front of us. Spoilers ahead. In the season finale, Matt Murdock revealed himself to the public as Daredevil in order to put away Wilson Fisk, and because of that, he ends up in prison for all his vigilante crimes. So it looks like in season 3, we're going to be seeing Matt Murdock dealing with being in prison. And this is just like how it went in the comic books, where Matt Murdock also went to prison. Except in that, he accidentally unalived a guy, so he turned himself in. But you might be thinking, if Matt Murdock is going to be in prison, we're not going to get a lot of Daredevil next season. We actually still might though, because a big part of the comic books when Matt Murdock went to prison is that someone else took on the mantle of Daredevil, and that person was the super assassin known as Elektra. People have been wanting Elektra to come back for a long time now, and I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to reintroduce her into the MCU. They're bringing back all the other Netflix characters, why not Elektra? And yeah, you can make the argument that she died, so she can't come back, but she's part of the Hand, and they always resurrect each other, so there's still a chance for her. And personally, it would be nice to have Elektra back because she would be a much better romantic interest to Daredevil than Karen Page. Like, yeah, are the two of them together pretty toxic? Yes, of course, but it's entertaining. Unlike Daredevil's romance with Karen that just doesn't do anything for me, it's boring. But what do you think of this possibility? Can you see Elektra coming back and taking on the mantle of Daredevil in season 3 of Born Again? Let me know down in the comments below. And this leads me to my next point, because one of the major villains that Elektra has to fight while she's being the new Daredevil is the new version of the serial killer, Muse. Because throughout season 2, we kept seeing Dr. Glenn just going off the deep end. Like, she sees Muse everywhere she goes, she's slowly becoming more and more sadistic as a human being. Like, she even keeps the dude's mask at her house. And in the season finale, Dr. Glenn finally puts on the mask, which makes it official. She's Muse now. It was a bit different in the comic books because in those, it was an artist who was possessed by the ghost of Muse. But I don't think this series is going the supernatural route like that. But it would be really cool if every once in a while Daredevil had to deal with something supernatural, because that happened in the comic books too. Like, there were times where he had to go to hell. And Daredevil having to deal with Dr. Glenn being possessed by the ghost of Muse would be a cool way to slowly ease fans into the more supernatural route. They don't have to do stuff like that all the time, like for the most part, keep the series grounded, but they can throw a little demonic energy in there every once in a while. But no matter which route they go, Dr. Glenn is a full-fledged supervillain, and she's gonna be a major menace to New York City. But while we watched Dr. Glenn becoming a villain, we also saw in this season a bad guy slowly becoming a good guy in Cole North. Because in the season finale, we see Cole North start to realize that the anti-vigilante task force isn't what he thought it was, and he turns on Officer Powell and allows all the protesters into the courthouse to confront the Kingpin. And Cole takes responsibility for all the horrible things he'd done, like murdering the White Tiger, and he willingly goes to prison. And we see him give Matt Murdock a little nod at the end there, so it looks like Matt will at least have an ally while he serves his sentence. And you may remember from my Cole North video back from season 1, we talk about Cole North's origins in the comics, and in the comics he's like a no-nonsense detective that at first hates vigilantes, but eventually he like eases up on them and he actively starts to work with them. And based on how this finale went, it's starting to look like we're seeing Cole North transition into a more comic accurate character. I don't know if Cole North's gonna get out of prison anytime soon, but if he does, he already has a story ready to go with Angela Del Toro, who is the new White Tiger. But before I get into that, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this. It really helps me out. I appreciate you. Angela is now a full-fledged superhero. Like, she's officially the White Tiger, because in the season finale, we see her joining Daredevil and Jessica Jones in that hallway fight scene against the task force. And she wasn't just fighting regular, like she was doing superhero shenanigans. Like, did you see her crawling on the walls like a tiger? Like, that scared the hell out of me when I first watched it. I was like, what is that? That's freaking White Tiger. There's no way Daredevil was able to train her that quickly, so that makes me think the talisman that she got from her uncle gave her the powers of the White Tiger, much like how it works in the comic books. I think it would be really cool if we got a mini series or a special presentation of White Tiger, and it could be about her adjusting to life as a superhero, and she's dealing with Cole North murdering her uncle, and like whether or not she wants to go down a path of vengeance or a path of justice. Like, that would be really cool. Or an even better storyline would be about her facing off against the new Muse, because the last time she had an encounter with Muse, she couldn't fight and she almost died. That would honestly be a better fit, because Dr. Glenn is a brand new supervillain and Angela is a brand new superhero, so it'll be an equal bout between the two of them. But do you think the White Tiger should have her own mini series? And if you do, what should be the storyline within it? Someone else who I want to discuss that became a beginner superhero in this season finale is Bullseye. Because in the finale, after Bullseye rescues Daredevil from being assassinated by the imposter Bullseye, we see that he joins up with Mr. Charles on his like superpower team. Bullseye will totally still murder people, but now it's on the behalf of the US government, so he's at least becoming a better person? But remember, Mr. Charles technically works for Valentina, so that means this is her superpower team. And with Bullseye joining the fray, I think we're starting to get a more comic accurate Thunderbolts team. And since the new Avengers didn't work out for Valentina, she's starting again fresh with Bullseye. Bullseye so far is the only character that we know of who's on this team, because he took the place of someone else that we knew was on. But before we get into that, let me know down in the comments, do you think Bullseye is going to be part of a new Thunderbolts team, or will he be part of a completely different team? Now, the person who Bullseye took the place of on Mr. Charles's team was none other than the Power Man himself, Luke Cage. And no lie, I started crying when he showed up. I really missed Luke. And it was so cute seeing him reunite with Jessica and his daughter Danielle, and they're just one big happy family. Like, I love it. And just from this one scene alone, you can go in so many different directions with this story. We already know Jessica, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist are going to be in season 3 because, you know, Mike Coulter just leaked all those photos. He totally spoiled it for us. But this could be the MCU's way of like reintroducing these characters, and then we're gonna get new series for all of them as well. Cause like, I would definitely take another Jessica Jones series. Like, that was my favorite of the Netflix series, honestly. I would absolutely love another Luke Cage series, and maybe they can even follow the storyline where he becomes mayor of New York City like he does in the comics. Iron Fist could have been better. Maybe we just have a crossover series with him and Luke Cage, call it Heroes.Here, and call it a day. And don't even get me started on Jessica and Luke's daughter Danielle, because she grows up to become Captain America. Video on that coming soon. Daredevil Born Again just started something massive with this finale, like so many branches leaking out into different stories, and like, I think this can be start of its own television universe. Like, these TV series will focus specifically on street level and non-world ending threats within the Marvel universe, and you'll format it similarly to how the movies work. So Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, like they'll all have their own series, and then every once in a while you'll have the crossover event, but for them it will be the Defenders. So kind of like how they did on Netflix, only better. And the most important thing is they keep these stories separate from what's going on in the movies. Like, of course you can reference between the two, but just keep them separated. But what do you think about the future of Daredevil and the rest of the street level heroes within the MCU? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you missed my last discussion on Daredevil Born Again, go ahead and click on the box right here, and I'll see you in a bit.